It was very rough and rugged. We had an outhouse. We chopped wood for the winter.
Wow.
We got our water delivered from the local well. It was very different than my life now in the tropics of Florida.
We talked a few weeks ago on the phone and you said, you were raised in Mongolia. And I was like,
yeah.
Wait, what? And you were homeschooled in Mongolia. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I want to hear a little bit about this story. This is not what we're going to talk about through the whole week, but give us just a little background on what your childhood was like being raised and homeschooled in Mongolia.
Yeah, not your typical childhood story, that's for sure. But I'm so grateful for it. So yeah, I had just the huge blessing of growing up with parents who were just all in, sold out followers of Christ. And for them, that meant that no part of their life was off limits to the call of God. And so when I was very young, my parents felt led. They felt called to become missionaries to the country of Mongolia. It's that country that's right above China and right below Russia. And so they did just that. They packed us all up. I was about 9 months old when they became missionaries there. And so I spent my childhood as a missionary kid growing up in the capital city of Mongolia. It's called Ulaanbaatar. And it was very rough and rugged. We had an outhouse. We chopped wood for the winter.
Wow.
We got our water delivered from the local well. It was very different than my life now in the tropics of Florida. And it was just awesome. Honestly, it was an awesome childhood. I got to experience a lot of the world and meet so many different kinds of people and experience culture. But most of all, and I always want to stress this because sometimes people can get all starry-eyed about, wow, what an amazing experience. But really what made it so amazing was my parents' devotion to God and the adventure of a life fully committed to Him and to making disciples for His kingdom. And so my parents, they took that very seriously, but they took their responsibility as parents even more seriously than their mission work. Another key thing, y'all, was just so huge. Because at that time, it was very normal. It was almost standard for missionaries to send their children, even their very young children, 4 years old. They would send them to boarding school in other countries instead of keeping them on the field. And so my parents, they knew that was more common, but they chose to keep us together. They chose to homeschool us in Mongolia. And I'll just say, I really think that decision was so key in what is now just a really close bond that my family has. I'm just best friends with my siblings. I'm best friends with my parents. We're all following the Lord, and all of our spouses are following the Lord, and we're all just really close. And I think it was because of my parents deciding to do that. So I'm just so grateful, especially to my mom, you guys, because she educated her children in a foreign third world country. How did she do that? It was crazy. That's just a little bit about them and about my childhood.
How fun. What an exciting adventure.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked Podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.